So straight up, since Central has the color orange and New Regime has the color orange, is it possible in near future or far future to see Central New Regime on a collab? Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another podcast. Today we got a great episode. After our little hiatus, we got one of the greatest, probably biggest designers in Montreal. We got the mastermind of New Regime in the building, Koku. Give a nice little
Thank you. So much praise you're giving me.
so much praise. You know how you do behind the mastermind of New Regime. New Regime, how did you even come up with the whole idea?
Damn, that's a long story. My background comes from graphic design. I used to do a lot of cover art, MySpace design, web design for a lot of artists. And I happened to move to Montreal back in 2006. And then at the time, I was working with a lot of local acts, and the world got around. And then I met the guys that were running New Regime at the time. And then it started from like a contractual relationship where I was designing, artwork for print T-shirts, and then slowly evolve into a partnership, and then we're here today.
Damn. So what's the whole idea before even New Regime was a thing? Like, was there an idea of starting a clothing brand, or was it just mainly focused on graphic designing?
My idea, I always wanted to be self-employed and always have my own thing. So that was always my motive. I always wanted to make my own income. So that was the drive behind me starting the graphic design company, and then working with all these artists, and do a lot of freelance stuff, and yeah, just owning my time.
Okay, so I seen a quote from you not too long ago. It's your motivation is who you inspire to be, and would you say you've accomplished that look? Like, do you feel like you from 5 years ago would be happy of where you are now?
Definitely, man. Definitely. Especially now, I feel like a lot of things have changed. A lot of things have happened, and there's been a lot of movement, to say the least. And to see the growth, the personal growth, the growth of the brand, and to be still able to evolve in this space. Yeah, I'm definitely proud of that.
Okay, what would you say is your greatest accomplishment personally?
Shit.
Tough questions only on this podcast.
Honestly, I'm proud of a lot of shit.
There's nothing that just tops the iceberg where you're just like, I can't believe I did that, or
Yeah, honestly, one thing that, kind of I was surprised me lately was that one of my biggest idols, 50 Cent, randomly, we got in touch, or I got in touch with his management like in 2016, 2017, like in a most random way, right? And then I got a chance to send him our hometown heroes jacket,
oh, it's fire.
and it actually landed in his office, and he's been wearing it for like the past 4 years, 4 or 5 years, and I'm just like, God damn, like
That's actually crazy.
you have
50
a
Cent.
lot of stuff, and then you still like this jacket and still wear it today. Like I found my jacket the other day, and I was like, God damn,
I mean, just having freaking 50
this
Cent?
this motherfucker still wear that shit. I was like,
Like,
okay,
what?
that's cool.
That's
That's
actually
like that
sick.
means something.
What motivates you in life now?
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm coming with the hard hitters today, guys. You said Casey don't ask enough questions. I'm coming in.
You know what's crazy? In the past year or so, I've been thinking about that a lot, and like I feel like my craft has gone to like there were some times where I wasn't comfortable with what I was doing. I didn't feel like that's who I wanted to be as a creative, or what was my direction, and like the events that kind of happened in the last year or so opened my eyes to exactly what the vision is and what I want to accomplish and what motivates me. I think the passion that I have, like I've learned a lot about myself. Like I've got to know I spent a lot of time with myself, and I got to know myself a lot. And it's like I understand more what motivates me, what angers me, what what makes me happy. So it's all those things, and like coming to understand how I function, how I could impact some people that I've never met, and it's just like I'm I hate our mission statement is to inspire people to change their world and to change the world around them. And it's just like as long as I can instill something in one person, that motivates me, and to when you get message from people that you've barely met or barely know, and they're just like, oh, you inspired me to do this and you inspired me to do that, and I'm just like, okay, I don't care at that moment. I just don't care, what's going on. I'm just like, okay, I did my job. Like I feel like I contributed to something. That's what motivates me.
It's just crazy to see like how it does a 360. So basically, like you've been inspired, and from someone inspiring you, you can inspire others, which is just like a crazy how it shows like the cycle in full effect, you know? And I find it cool because a lot of people, especially in Montreal, New Regime was literally like the stepping stool to be like, okay, just because we're a small city doesn't mean we can't do something on a large scale. You know, you're that person that kind of like opened doors to all or many of these new designers that we're seeing coming left and right. You know, and how does that make you feel that you are probably one or the reason that a lot of people are following their passion now?
I think that's the best feeling, man. If you asked me earlier what makes me the most proud, I think that's what makes me the most proud. And it's just like the more the more I grow into who I am and what I do, the more people, you know, I I meet people, and then I realize that, oh, this person I've had an influence on this person, and it's just like, okay, in a positive way too. So I'm just like, okay, you might not be the smartest, but you got a little something going on for yourself.
It's actually like going back to the whole idea of new regime, though. Where did the name come from? Like, what is this new regime you're trying to aim for? That's how I'm taking it. Is like you're aiming for a new regime, like something to start off. Like, what is this new regime?
I think at least the original idea stemmed from wanting to rebuild something that was on the verge of destruction, and it's kind of that was what inspired it, and kind of a project that was dying, and then how do we bring it back to life? This is kind of the where the inspiration came from for the name. It was, I think there was at the time there was the choices were classic regime and or new regime.
I'm kind of happy you went with new regime. Classic regime.
New regime sounds way better.
Yeah, it rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, a little bit talk better.
But how did this whole? Because I know recently you had a project with Havana Club. How did that whole thing just come into play?
I think how did the Havana Club deal come into play? I think we got reached. An agency from Toronto reached out to us. They were like, "Oh, we have this client. We want to do a collaborate. They want to do a collaboration with you guys." And I was like, "Sure, yeah."
It came out sick. I mean, I seen a bunch of people that I knew, like familiar faces, like Goswage, for example. It's just like, do you feel like working with other like creatives in Montreal is a big, like that plays a big role in just upbringing the community?
Man, it's like I said, I started my career working with a lot of artists and doing graphic design and art direction, photography for a lot of artists. So I've always been attracted to working with the local scene. We recently did the Class of 2020 project. That's kind of like it was a passion project for me because that's how I came up. I used to work with not all of them, but a lot of local acts, and I was like, if I could use my platform to give some kind of exposure or whatever it may be to any of these artists, then I would like to take part. Like I would like to give that as my contribution.
That's actually sick. Because I mean, a lot of people don't tend to like give back. Like they would receive a lot of help, and then a lot of people would just kind of forget the help they get. But with you did it. It always seems like you're giving back to the community, or just like even throwing small events. Because I know back in the time, I used to always come New Regime would either have like a little party or like a little like I don't know get together at the store or even just next to the store in the alley with just a bunch of people there pre-COVID, pre-COVID.
We just did one
So yeah,
recently. The
but
first event, like a small public event in the backyard, and it was so sick. Like it was nice to see people come out. Like it wasn't huge. It was like super last minute, but it was cool to have people at the shop and just
kick
people
back.
dressed, have a little performance, like a cultural happening. It was super sick.
So would you say you always been to like fashion, or is fashion something new that kind of came in with New Regime?
No, I think there was fashion was always in my family. My dad is he likes to dress, be fresh.
Okay, yeah,
When I
yeah.
was a kid, my parents used to always tell me like you always would want to go to school like with the cleanest clothes and
Little drip out, drip
your
out.
shirt tucked well tucked in and shit. And then my brother in high school had his clothing label at the time, and I used to always see him do his thing, and we were always like really into hip hop culture, and and that was that inspired my style growing up.
So you say your biggest inspiration would be family, or would it be outside of family?
I mean, definitely family, definitely family.
I mean, having a brother that did the same thing that you're doing now.
Yeah, I think that just the idea of venturing into fashion was inspired by my big brother, um, and even just being able to do what I do or what I was able to do for the past I don't know how many years. He's been like a huge figure in that as well. So definitely family.
And would you say being in the industry for like I don't know how many years, would you say it changed you in a way, or not even?
Change how?
It could be for the better or for the worse. Do you feel like you grown more as a man, or just grown to understand how the world works, any type of way?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think I've gained with this passion project or company, brand, whatever you want to call it. I've gained a lot of knowledge, and all these experiences super valuable to me. And I feel yeah, I've definitely grown a lot from who I was, even like 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Like definitely, yeah.
Just a continuous change.
Continuous change, continuous growth.
I mean, that's the beautiful thing about just being about something that's always changing. It teaches you to just adapt and keep growing nonstop. What can we talk about? PUMA, the whole PUMA project with New Regime, or even
That was like 5 years ago.
can you? He's like, damn,
Yeah,
he brings shit from the
it's
past.
talking about some new shit.
Even if we're talking about stuff in the past, like your whole trip to Complex, I remember you guys had a whole booth, and I'm pretty sure it was Complex Con a while back.
Yeah, even it's funny because I wanted to skip the Puma question, but it's like we actually, I think going to Complex Con helped get us a Puma. I think the people that we worked with at the time for the collaboration, they came to the booth, and we had friends in common, and there was a little bit of a conversation already, and then we were in LA at Complex Con, and then just like, okay, phone call happened. Do you guys want to come to LA? Blah blah blah. You want to do a collaboration with Puma? Yeah, sure.
Damn. Damn, it works like that. Okay, guys, if you ever go to Complex Con, make sure you have your phone ready for
I
Puma.
mean, I wouldn't say it was just that.
But
There was a
of
lot
course,
of factors, and yeah.
okay, take it back. But that's actually sick. I mean, how was the whole experience in LA? How would you rate it?
It was
Dun dun dun.
it was good, I would say. Definitely the first time was a challenge. That like I think it was our biggest big trade show. Also coming with like it was a small design, but it was complex at the same time, and we kind of like built it ourselves, like we usually do. So like everybody had their booths ready. Like the night before, we just went home and we were just over there like till 3, 4 in the morning, just still painting. But then it paid off, man. It paid off.
So part-time construction coming soon.
It was
Part-time construction coming soon. You go build a desk.
that's been a thing. That's been a thing. What you need?
Hey, yo, a new bed frame would be nice, but
I'm gonna send you a quote.
I'm actually about to get a new bed. Talking about just like I saw at a point you're also making like home, like just home accessories. Like I know you had like throw pillows and stuff like that. Where did the idea come from? Just randomly like, hey, I want pillows and stuff.
Honestly, a lot of things like come out of necessity. A lot of ideas come out of like real situations or like what we're going through, and I'm just like, yo, I kind of need a new pillow. I'm like, wow, why don't we make some pillows?
I could feel that. So that makes sense. So the lugs. I know Montreal it gets cold, it gets snowy. What's a necessity? Boots.
So
New
boots.
regime boots. You want to talk about the lugs? Just the whole idea or how it came through?
Honestly, Lugs was a nostalgic collaboration. It was like we grew up on Lugs, and that was like one of the coolest things. Like this Lug sneakers, the Lug boots, the what's it called, the Birdman Lugs.
Yeah.
So like for
Birdman.
us to do a collaboration with Lugs, I was just like, yo, that's kind of sick.
That's intense. That's big, though.
Yeah,
So,
it was cool.
you did quite a bit of collaborations. Would you say you're proud of like all the collaborations, or would there be anyone where you're like, oh, I could have did better, or anything along those lines?
I think honestly, I'm pretty satisfied with all of our collaboration. The one thing that I may not like be always happy with is how some things go down in terms of those collaborations, and that's about it. But like I'm pretty grateful for all these opportunities and like being able to work with all these brands. It's like it's not given to everyone, so I'm grateful for that.
Honestly, I think at this point, we're going to try out this new segment that we have, where it's basically we take 3 random pictures off your Instagram, and you just have to explain what's going down in that
Okay,
situation.
word.
You think you got this?
Shit!
Hey. Okay. So
You picked
pick them already. So basically, you guys are going to see the photos on the screen or whatever. So first one.
That's still on my page.
He didn't even know this one was on his page. So what can you say is going on in this picture? What describe us the total vibe of this picture?
As you can see, I'm cheesing like a motherfucker. Okay, I'm having a good time. What's happening? I'm either being handed or handing a joint. It was in the back of our old office. I do believe it was in 2015. And yeah, I think.
Definitely have a beautiful smile. Can definitely see that.
Thank you.
I like the jacket.
Thank you. That was a collaboration we did with Get Fresh in Toronto. Get Fresh company in Toronto.
Okay, I
I
see
think
you
it was
got
a-
fresh. You definitely got fresh. Okay, let's see. What's the second picture, guys?
Bruh.
So where are we here, guys? The next picture.
Wait, where'd you find this photo?
Hey, look, don't ask no questions.
this
Our
was
producer's crazy.
this was in Marseille.
Marseille.
We just shot our summer campaign with the model, one of our models here, and then we're just hanging out. We were going to this viewpoint in Marseille. I think it was our last day. Had to check out the Airbnb, hang out a little bit.
It's
and
actually
then
beautiful. How
hit
long
the
did you
train.
stay?
Not even no longer than 48 hours.
48 hours in
Yeah,
Marseille?
I was I was on a mission. Like I literally went there.
He went there, took some pictures, and then
and
dipped.
left.
They even go. No touristic business going down on this side, guys. Just straight up pictures and dip.
But yeah, it was definitely an experience. It's a memorable one too. Like we got attacked by some seagulls. Another movie. It was
Seagulls
crazy.
are evil. Yo, you
No.
hear their laughs? You can't. I can't.
So some friends come to meet us on the side where we were shooting on this little island, and then they get attacked by some seagulls. But then they make it. They come meet us, and then they drop the food.
I can't really tell what's happening.
And I'm the only dude. So they're like, you gotta go get the food. I said, word.
And then
I
what
gotta do what?
You got attacked by.
So I'm like, I'm gonna try.
I know seagulls don't play with their food,
Yo,
guys.
so I start walking back, right? And then I look to my right, I see a dead seagull. I was like, word.
Yo, this is in Marseille. I don't know what's happening in that side of the world. Hey, look.
L'île de Frioul. Oh man! And then I walk back. I try once, I get close, but not quite make it. And I go back.
I would have just been like, look, guys, you got the wrong guy.
Oh man, it was hilarious. But then
Okay.
eventually, I picked up some part of it, and then. But leaving was a fucking. It was another movie. The girls were scared. She got attacked by a seagull.
You're in another country getting attacked by a seagull. You don't know who to call.
Yo.
Do you call the police? Nah, they don't even speak my language.
Oh man. Yeah.
All right, let's see what's this last picture because I don't even know what it is yet. Okay, you in the office, I assume.
This was in Lisbon. That was a month and a half ago. What was happening there? I think I was rolling a joint.
Okay. Creativity, man. Sometimes you
my
need the
friend
flow.
Kiru took this photo, and yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
What else is there
orange.
to say about this
I
photo?
see orange.
Yeah.
New regime, orange.
That wasn't my bike though.
Bike, orange, but not his.
Not mine.
But he fit pics matching with the bikes. I get you. Whole fits match with the bike.
What else?
New regime on the chair. Nice MacBook.
This is a graphic design book.
Pretty humble picture, honestly.
Honestly,
A hardworking black man. Love
it was a nice day in Lisbon.
So, I mean, while we're out, I was talking about the color orange. We're not really on the color orange. Why orange for New Regime? Because I know that's kind of a staple color-ish. Yeah?
That's another one that I'm just, this one again.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to hit the question when, like, for example, the lugs, they were orange.
Like I said, a lot of things we do come out of necessity. Like, we needed to find a way to stand out, but that was cost efficient. So we're just looking for the right way to do so. And then we're just like, oh, we at first wanted to go with red, but a lot of brands use red as their brandings. And it was just like, okay. And at the time we had the Hammers logo, there was a hint of orange in it. Okay. So we picked that orange, and eventually over the years, like, it evolved into the punchy, bright orange that we have today. But at first it was kind of more bland, more flat. And then over the years, it became the New Regime orange.
It's actually a nice shade of orange. Can't lie. And I guess that's it for this segment. Quick 3 pictures. How did you feel about that? The first one caught you off guard.
That was a shocker.
He was like, wait, where did you get these pictures from? Shout out to our producer. You get the good pictures.
You got that? Jesus Christ. That was a good one,
funny.
though.
Actually funny. I mean, wow. So yeah, I talked about the color orange. We talked about, you're wearing Tim's right now, but any idea, any sneaker knowledge? Not whatsoever. Do you like shoes?
I've always been a one sneaker or one shoe guy. Like, I would wear one shoe for like a year,
Okay,
and then change.
Feel that.
So like, I don't really collect sneakers or shoes. I recently started buying sneakers, maybe 2 years ago.
Hey, welcome to the game. It hurts your pocket after a while.
I'll have that.
I mean, we all gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, eventually. But I'm definitely more attracted to the sneaker culture nowadays.
Okay, so let's say you're not collecting sneakers, you make clothes. What would you say your hobby is other than making clothes or graphic designing?
Honestly, I feel like as long as I'm having fun, like, if whatever I am doing becomes a hobby,
Okay.
like whether it's photography or whether it's designing clothes or whether it's whatever it is, that I'm doing. It's just like as long as I'm having fun, it's like it's my hobby. Like I don't, yeah, I do take it seriously, but I also enjoy it as a hobby.
Oh, I feel that. I feel that. I mean, hobby is anything you find pleasure
Yeah.
within doing. So, damn, that was a good way to answer a question, but not answer a question. You good? You good? Damn. So many things I could ask. I'm trying to filter out my brain right now. My mind is running like 1,000 miles per hour. Do you ever get that feeling where you feel like you can't keep up with your own like head, like especially when coming up with ideas?
Hell yeah, man. It's like sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to write shit down, but it's like the minute I think about it, it's gone.
It's gone. It's
I'm
the
like,
next.
damn.
Your brain. You're like, wait, hold up. There's no pause button on
And then
this.
you're like, is this normal?
It's like I can't be the only one.
Is it a good thing or is it like, do I have a problem?
Honestly, at that point, I just say it's a good thing, you know. Before I write it down, my brain is like, hey, look, this is too great of an idea to write down. I hope you remember. But, like, is there anything you could say about, like, your creative process? Like, something that you always do or something that helps you come into, like, this creative mode?
Man, I'm all over the place.
Jeez.
I could, like, be doing all kinds of accounting and budgeting and then have an idea and just drop everything and just open Photoshop or like start scanning some stuff.
Oh my
Or
God.
like just jump on, I don't know, like my inspiration folders. Like I used to think it was a problem, but then now I understand like this is how I function. Like I'm not gonna go against it. Like if I want to do this right now, like I'm gonna do it. Or else I won't be productive doing the other thing.
Idea. Once your mind is set on something, you have to
Just
do
like,
it, or
I
else
want-
it's just
I have
like,
this idea right now. Let me try to do that. I think it kind of delays me in a lot of shit, but hey.
I mean, that's how it works sometimes. You can't get yourself too distracted. If you're distracted, just do whatever is distracting you and get back to work.
Yeah.
So straight up, since Centrall has the color orange and New Regime has the color orange, is it possible in near future or far future to see Centrall New Regime on a collab? Would that be something you're interested in? Well, I mean, you have your own mic. You have your own mic.
First, I got my own mic.
I'm like,
Second, that's a no-brainer. So whenever you're ready, let's get it.
oh snap. Okay, guys, I guess we gotta cut this short because it's time for us to go to the lab. Quick shout out to Centrall. Centrall for powering this whole podcast. We're in the Centrall location now, as you can see. So thank you, thank you, Centrall.mtl. Where can people find you? IG, Twitter, whatever.
New Regime on Instagram, Koku Awuye on Instagram, or newregime.uncut on Instagram.
And we lit. Thank you, guys. That's another episode of the podcast. And thanks for watching. Bow.
I was gonna say, pull up. Oh,
Pull up on me. Yo, that's actually such a. Oh, fuck. Why did you say that? I would have started crying. That was such a joke. It's actually that his whole reaction when you brought up the pictures, I was dead. He was like, where did you even find this? I'm like, damn, we kind of sounded like Narwhal right now. I was this close to say that. It was actually jokes.